had to make their changes going into this game. But talk to me about the shape of this Waterford team as it now lines out.
Yeah, well, I think, Waterford, unfortunately they're down at quite a number of players, but I think how they set themselves up today is going to be very, very important in terms of their defensive structure, because, they have conceded 13 goals in the last 3 games, but I felt, having watched them against Tipperary in the first round league, you can see here there's 8 players, they were very conscious to keep it very, very tight in that first half, and, they definitely crowded out the tip forward line. And, it probably didn't help them when they were trying to work the ball out of the defence, but as soon as a player got it from Tipperary, they were onto it, and they were very much set up so as not to concede. But I felt like, after a great start to the league, they won 2 of the first 3 league matches. They seemed to let the space develop inside, and they went a bit, it was a bit kamikaze defending, to be honest with you, And here Shane O'Donnell, Peter Duggan works off the shoulder, breaks through and smashes the ball into. We've seen some great battles. And even last year here again, the All-Ireland champions, Clare, they scored 1-9 in the first half and then 9 wides. They really had an outstanding first half here last year. Can they do it again? I think that's the great unknown, and we'll know all will be revealed in the next number of minutes.
It certainly will. And certainly they've had some great days here in Thurles down through the years.
Oh yeah, Waterford, look, they play a lovely brand of hurling, kind of let it flow. When they hit it, when they hit song, they score from everywhere. Yeah. Now it will be interesting. I expect Ty de Burke played well for UCC. He's more, I think he'd probably go wing back, and Barry Coughlin, you will back go corner back. Now this young fella, Austin Gleeson, he's probably would be played the minor say centre back, would be known as a back, but he's a good enough forward to play anywhere. And Liam referred to, they're young, but you have to start somewhere. Maybe they're thrown into the deep end, but you go back to.
The championship journey begins today for the Cork hurlers, with 2 of its dual stars, who are better known as footballers, Damien Cahalane and Aidan Walsh, selected at fullback in centre field. Number 6, Mark Ellis, is from Mill Street, and he's another newcomer, while Owen Cadigan's younger brother Alan appears on a Cork championship team for the first time. There are 3 All-Stars on board: Anthony Nash, Seamus Harnedy and Patrick Horgan. There are 4 championship debutants in the Waterford team. Defenders Ty de Burke, Barry Coughlin, and wing forwards Colin Dunford and Austin Gleeson are all part of the new generation which new manager Derek McGrath is trying to bring through. But it's a team sprinkled with experience as well, with players of the calibre of Liam Lawler, Kevin Moran and Shane Walsh, joining team captain Michael Brick Walsh for another championship campaign. Titles. It's 8 years since the Rebels won the Munster Championship. That's the longest gap since the 10-year period between 1956 and 1966 wins. The match referee, he's refereed 2 All-Ireland finals, including the drawn match last year between Cork and Clare. It is, of course, the man from Offaly, Brian Gavin. Match is underway. Munster Championship 2014 is up and running. In the middle, there's a bit of a melee at the early stages. Pat Cronin is there, so too is Keane McCarthy. There's a high challenge, and that's going to be a free for Waterford. Just a few by the team line out there, Michael. I think that Ty de Burke is actually operating at left half back rather than right corner back.
Yeah, we expected that, and Barry Coughlin moving back into the corner. Tariq Mahoney, tough free just to settle him down out in the middle of the field.
Tariq Mahoney gives it everything. It's looking good from here. The umpire is going for his flag. It's the first score of the Munster Championship 2014, and the credit goes to Tariq Mahoney. Might have been a long way out, Michael, but he hit it absolutely spot on.
Yeah, it's a brilliant free taker when he's on song, and that's a great start for his confidence.
Puck out from Anthony Nash, straight for his Pat Cronin. Captain from Bishopstown, giving it to a Mill Street man, Mark Ellis, the first from that North Cork club to play senior championship for the Cork hurlers. They've produced so many footballers in the past. This is a man who's been making quite a reputation for himself in the Alliance League. Younger brother of Owen Cadigan. This is Alan. Good footballer as well. Another one of the dual stars that are on the banks of the league. Patrick Horgan from Glen Rovers takes his first free of the championship this year and scores a point. Sides are level.
Yeah, and I think both Mark Ellis there, nice ball into the corner, and Alan Cadigan got a yard on Barry Coughlin, and that'll settle down both of them debutants, and a soft free for Barry Coughlin to give away early in the game.
Good puck out from Stephen O'Keefe. Oh, magnificent catch by Aidan Walsh. Very much the spotlight on him this afternoon with his first championship appearance in the red and white of the Cork hurling fraternity. Noel Connors equally had a good catch. This, however, is Stephen McDonnell. Keane McCarthy tries to control it, but Slither came at high speed. Ty de Burke is there, but Keane McCarthy is doing well. Lovely stick work by Keane McCarthy, but showed a little bit too much. And Waterford regained the possession. Down towards Brian O'Sullivan. Stepping away from the challenge, he hits it well, but it's nowhere near the goalpost, I'm afraid. the first wide of the match for Waterford.
See Keane McCarthy at right half forward, Tadhg Burke as that left half back, as you said, and Conor Lahan has gone into centre forward, and Pat Horgan seems to be drifting out the field in open play. He's gone back into the corner now, coming back in and leaving Noel Connors, who's switched corners. So it's all changes as we suppose we've become used to over the last number of years.
Puck out from Anthony Nash, coming through the centre is Aidan Walsh, heading towards the 20. He's having a shot, brilliantly blocked down. Noel Connors is there to retrieve the situation. Good defending by Waterford and a good ball down the middle of the field. Brian O'Sullivan chasing after this. Staying with him is Shane O'Neill. O'Sullivan trying to get it into the left paw. There's a little knee there, a little push, with the result that Waterford get the free. The long whistle there from Brian Gavin. But Aidan Walsh had a...
You might expect him just to flick it over the bar. But you watch here, broke onto the ball, and left hand on top. Obviously a serious athlete. He could have tapped it over the bar, but he went for the goal, and a good block there, and Noel Connors tidied it up. Good block by Liam Lawler, who's back at full back, and when he's playing full back for Waterford, he doesn't leave that position.
Torrig Mahoney. You can see the angle, see the shot as well, and it's pretty good. It's his second point, and Waterford lead by 1.
Yeah, Martin, note as well, Jake Dillon gone to centre half forward and Torrig Mahoney got into the corner. Probably wasn't expecting that, so an awful lot changed on both teams.
Loose ball latched onto by Daniel Carney. He had a wonderful season last year. Here comes the fairly hefty shoulder. Could have been a frontal charge, but it comes instead to Seamus Harnedy. He had a wonderful 2013. Stephen O'Keefe judged it well, sends it down that far over wing, knocked away by Lorcan McLaughlin. Hard work Austin Gleeson, or Ozzy as they call him down in Waterford, and he wins a free, a piece of sideline ball. Ryan Gavin seems to have communication problems. He's looking at the sideline to Alan Kelly for an information update. James Holmes is the linesman over the far side, and the referee. Indeed, that information flow has resulted in Brian Gavin calling over Kevin Moran for a private word.
That's going back, Marty, to the slight delayed tackle there on the sideline. Daniel Carney flicked on the ball and Kevin Moran kept coming. So frontal charge, as you said in your commentary, and that's a yellow card for Kevin Moran. And a soft one to give away very early in the game. Yeah.
That means Kevin Moran has to mind himself for the remaining 65 minutes. Liam Lawler, good to see him back in the blue and white of Waterford. He's been out for a while. Daniel Carney wanted to give it quickly. Gives a nice chip back to Mark Ellis, who in turn gives it to Shane O'Neill. Perhaps a little bit too lax. Good pressure by Waterford. Colin Dunford lays it off as Brian O'Sullivan. He tried from here before and failed, but this time there is absolutely no doubt. Credit the work rate of the Waterford forwards, and also credit the finish by Brian O'Sullivan. A lot of messing by Cork, however.
Absolutely, but Marty, that's a couple of very good blocks from the Waterford forwards, working very, very hard. And Colin Dunford there, a great block down and a great score by Brian O'Sullivan, and he's been on the ball quite a bit.
Here comes Jake Dillon from out in the middle of the field. The umpire is waving his arms. Second wide of the match for Waterford. There's confirmation for Kevin Moore. This was not really shoulder to shoulder. It was a frontal charge on Daniel Carney, which we mentioned earlier. And good refereeing and good work by the linesman as well.
It was called back by the linesman, but there wasn't enough in it when we saw it again now.
Kevin Moore in the thick of the action there. This is going to be a sideline ball for Waterford.
I'm very impressed by the movement of the Waterford forwards, Marty, so far. I said Torrig Mahoney is now at right half forward. You have Jake Dillon at centre, Austin Gleeson on the other wing, and Brian Sullivan is switching inside, as is Colin Dunford. So they're trying to confuse the Cork backline by moving all over the place.
Tadhg Burke's line ball ends up with another sideline ball.
And maybe a leaf out of Clare's book last year. It looks very similar to the way that Clare played last year with their forward line. They're rotating all the time. They're confusing the Cork defence. They're not sure who they're picking up, what position, and it's very hard to defend against, and certainly seem to have the homework done. And great start by Waterford, you have to say.
Indeed, as you were saying, they were just in a picture of Derek McGrath and Dan Shannon advising them to keep moving around and changing as you were describing the tactic. That ball is cleared down the field by Christopher Joyce. We were used to seeing him playing at centre-back last year, but he's moved over to right half. And there is a policy that you would at least suspect that the building up of the Cork physique, when you look at Damien Cahalane at full-back, Mark Ellis at centre-back, Aidan Walsh at full. Cork were very light last year.
They were indeed, and criticised, for maybe Clare running through, scoring 5 goals in the replay All-Ireland, and it's early days yet, but they have certainly made those changes and they're hoping they'll work today.
Christopher Joyce sending it down for his Conor Lahan. Now the game being played along that sideline. Lovely stick work and scale by Lahan. He's looking at the goalpost, he's having a go, but it's tailing to the left and wide, and that's Cork's first wide of this Munster Championship quarter-final.
Yeah, brilliant piece of skill, Marty, out on the sideline there, but I think Keane McCarthy had moved inside. He should have just flicked on a little hand pass, and McCarthy was straight through, would have had an easy score.
Took out from Stephen O'Keefe. Brian O'Sullivan is there trying to gather it. Gathered instead by Eddie Barrett. Sending this all the way, dropping over the crossbar. Anthony Nash could do nothing about it as Jamie Nagle found the range, the accuracy. The cocktail was perfect here. The layback was good, and look at Nagle floating it high over Nash's crossbar.
Absolutely, and Jamie Nagle, a lovely hurler, has played midfield and wing back over the last number of years for Waterford, and that's a fantastic score. And Waterford all over Cork at the moment.
Austin Gleeson, centre back on the Waterford team, who won the All-Ireland minor title last year, now playing at left half forward, just 19 years of age. Ball is sent in by the point scorer, Jamie Nagle. Waterford playing with a degree of confidence. This is sent in by Colin Dunford. Lorcan McLaughlin is hovering. This is McLaughlin, 2 Kinturk boys there. Anthony Nash on the goal line. McLaughlin deals with it adequately. Sent it down towards Keane McCarthy. Ball is still in play, if only just, as Michael Brick Walsh goes back to gather it. Quick hands for his Pig de Burka, and from out that failed. That's a fantastic score. He's a championship debutant, named at right corner back, playing at left half back, and that is a smashing point.
Brilliant score. Michael Walsh again, lovely hand pass up the wing, and that's both wing backs now have scored. Brilliant point by Pig de Burka in his first championship game for Waterford.
And Derek McGrath, in a news interview during the week, said that if Waterford were good enough, young enough, they would be given a chance. And there's so many of this team who've won Harty Cup and All-Ireland Colleges medals, and they're here 19-20. Of course, Waterford won the minor All-Ireland last year. So Derek McGrath being quite brave. It's an early start, it's only 10 minutes, but they've started well. They
started really well. Young players playing with plenty of confidence, and Derek McGrath has worked with a lot of these lads in De La Salle and Waterford College. Very well regarded coach. But Marty, I'm laughing at Dan Shanahan. He might as well be playing. He's playing every ball like he was out on the pitch, and very animated on the sideline. Great to see. It's great to see that passion.
Patrick Horgan, All-Star, 2013, taking the fray. This one is swinging to the right and wide. Patrick Horgan is disappointed. His reaction off camera signalled that he was disappointed. He miscued it slightly. Took out from Stephen O'Keefe, comes into the middle of the field where Michael Brick Walsh, he's wearing number 6. He's playing in midfield with Kevin Moore playing at centre back. Look at these scoring chances. 5 out of 8 for Waterford, just 1 out of 5 for Cork. And that is a sideline ball for Waterford. Noel Connors is anxious to take it quickly. Waterford minor back in 2008. Jimmy Barry Murphy must be just a little bit concerned. It's a slow start by the Rebels.
Yeah, what I'd see is the biggest difference so far is Waterford seem to be very sure of their role. Every player seems to know where he's going, what he's doing, whereas the Cork lads are drifting out, but they're not fully. Pat Horgan's trying to come to wing forward. Pat Cronin's going to midfield. Daniel Carney's dropping back, but it's just not working out. There's no great. Here's Aidan Walsh onto the ball again now, but they don't seem to be very sure of what tactic they're trying to play.
He gives it for his Patrick Horgan, who in turn tried to give it back to Walsh. Big, strong, powerful man. All-star footballer in the past. Still Aidan Walsh trying to get a ball in. Stephen O'Keefe comes off his goal line. Lays it off quickly, and Waterford deal with it. Composed. Kevin Moore. Low ball. Farrell's Austin Gleeson. No driving it foolishly down the field. This is good play by the Dacian. Gleeson's ball is dropping in. It should be easily dealt with by Anthony Nash, who sends it out for us his fullback. Damien Cahalane. In turn, use it for Joyce. Mark Ellis. Larkin McLaughlin. Played midfield last year. That's exactly where he is right now. Down for his Alan Cadigan. Pulls the brakes. Turns. The shooting isn't bad at all. They rates him very highly on the banks of the league. A young, special talent. The name is Cadigan. We know it well. He's from Douglas. He did really well here.
Yeah, it was a great score. Marty turned back on his left side. Waterford, some great play at that time down the wing, but Austin Gleeson, maybe first game showing his inexperience, a very speculative shot. We've seen a couple of them so far, and Cork worked it up the field very well, and a great score by Cadigan.
Long puck out again from Steve O'Keefe, gathered by Larkin McLaughlin. Pat Cronin wanted a hand pass, but McLaughlin went for a diagonal ball over towards Keane McCarthy. Battling hard is Clyde de Burka. One hard to couple All-Irelands with Dungarvan from Cashmore, just 19 years of age, first year student at UCC. Good work by Shane O'Neill, but the pass goes astray. Brian O'Sullivan is working hard. Still O'Sullivan lays it off, but Larkin McLaughlin is here as passes go astray in both teams at the moment. Christopher Joyce. And the Piercing band goes long. Down towards another Northsider, Patrick Horgan. Linesman indicates that it is a Waterford ball. I have to say, Michael, I'm quite impressed with Waterford. You know, they're playing the All-Ireland finalists from last year, but they found their rhythm early.
I have indeed, Marty, but I think there's a nice bit of a breeze out there as well. It's going to be difficult enough to score against it. You'd have to say maybe Larkin McLaughlin, the only one really of the Cork team. He's settled very, very well. He's playing very well at half back, but outside of that, a lot of the rest of them, just a bit rusty, it looks like.
Corey Mahoney robbing Larkin McLaughlin there. Colin Dunford is fouled. There's a little bit of offense from Mark Ellis off camera, but Colin Dunford did well. Coming across, Jake Dillon was just giving him a little pat on the back. This is Dunford going down the ball. There was a little bit of a knee there on the back, and that's why Brian Gavin gave the free.
Yeah, definitely a free, and we always say it, coaching, go down over the ball, you get the nudge in the back, and that's what happened there.
Torrick Mahoney going to take the free, but this is Stephen McDonald that seems to be getting running repairs on the helmet. Stephen, of course, from Glen Rovers, just 25 years of age since January. Cork minor captain back in 2007. And his first year in charge for this man, Derek McGrath, he masterminded De La Salle, a wonderful school in the city of Waterford, to 2 Harty and 2 All-Ireland colleges. Brother-in-law as well of John Milan. He was on the Waterford minor team that won Munster in 1992. He was centre forward and played indeed with the quality hurlers that we know so well, like Paul Flynn and Tom Feeney. There's one of the legends of Waterford hurling, Ken McGrath. So happy to indeed to see him here. He's had a little health recently, and it's great that one of Waterford's best is here at the game. Centre half forward Corey Mahoney takes the free and gets his point for his third of the game.
Yeah, Marty, I'd echo that about Ken McGrath. He had a heart scare and had surgery, and he was in hospital in Dublin, so great to see him back. And a big match coming up at the end of June, a big benefit match for him. There's loads of details on Waterford GA website, so wish everyone the best of luck with that match.
Oh, fabulous catch. That's straight from the puck out from Anthony Nash, and it's Harnedy, one of 2 All-Stars in the full forward line. He worked hard, magnificent catch, took it on the run. Look at this, excellent. We expect it from Aidan Walsh in football or hurling. We get it from Harnedy as well. 3 points between the teams. Cleverly knocked down for Austin Gleeson by corner forward Jake Dillon, but it tails to the right. A good intelligent play by Jake Dillon, spotted that Gleeson was available and batted it down for him.
Yeah, it was a half chance again, but Harnedy out to centre forward where he caught that last ball. I'd say a bit frustrated inside because last year he was excellent on the wing. So he's gone out centre forward and Conor Lahan gone in full.
Michael Brick Walsh didn't win 8 senior football championships with Spratwilly for nothing. Jake Dillon thought about trying getting inside the cover, but Dillon is playing really well in the corner.
Yeah, great intelligent ball there by Kevin Moore inside, and Jake Dillon was centre forward for the first 15 minutes, just gone into full forward line, and beautiful score. Lovely low ball though into space, and looked great pick up and over the bar. He's a very, very good forward and great score.
Jake Dillon is a man in form. He's had it for quite a while. ran a match in the Fitzgibbon Cup final with WIT when they won 3 on Eddie Barrett. This is just inside their own 65-metre line. Cork Mahoney did it a few metres to his left. That was the first score of the game. He's a little bit further out this time. He's going to give it a lash. It's looking good. And it's straight over the bar. 4 out of 4 for Cork Mahoney. Free taking impeccable so far.
Yeah, excellent. And you know, those distances lads are doing it at their ease now. The slitter's a lot lighter than it used to be, but you know, it's great to see lovely technique and a great strike, and 4 out of 4 is just a great start by Cork Mahoney.
Loose ball available. Pat Cronin. Good block down again. And he's opposite number 12, Austin Gleeson. And again, you can see why he was the All-Ireland minor captain at centre back last year, and Gleeson gives it everything. But 10 out of 10 to Austin Gleeson. He's a very versatile young player. And, for a championship debutant, he's taking on the Cork captain not once, but twice.
But Marty, watch his eyes. He never takes his eye off the ball. Both times, 2 great block downs. And that's been a feature of the game so far, the blocking of the Waterford forwards. But again, slight inexperience. He should have played that ball inside to the full forward line, and that's a couple of poor wides he's had.
Waterford player down injured.
I think it's Eddie Barrett.
One and Eddie Barrett between them. Referee Brian Gavin allowing the medical team to come on. I think it was a collision. Craig de Burka is okay, he's picked himself up. Let's just see what happened here. Yes, there was a clash there, and Eddie Barrett playing his first championship match in the province of Munster, coming out the worst of wear. 3rd year in the Waterford panel. He came on as a sub last year against Westmeath, and very consistent. His clubmate, of course, Kevin Moran, was originally selected beside him, but in that tactical switch, it's Michael Brick Walsh from Stradbally that's with him at midfield, and Kevin Moran is at centre back.
Yeah, lucky Waterford to have players like Michael Walsh and Kevin Moran are so versatile. But as I say, Kevin Moran very athletic, and that's why he's there. He's covering left and right.
It's pouring rain on the road down from Dublin earlier. Just that breeze favouring Waterford in this first half. Keane McCarthy is the centre half forward. Daniel Carney is the man on the ground. Eddie Barrett is fully recovered. Bit of a melee, and the ball breaks free. Send it down towards the corners. Working hard is Stephen McDonald with Colin Dumford. Jake Dillon somehow manages to get it back for us. Cork Mahoney steps by the first challenge and the second and the third. Gets the hand pass into the centre towards Gleeson. Good work by Cork on this occasion. Daniel Carney lays it off as Aidan Walsh. Michael Brick Walsh comes in to challenge. Good ball down towards Patrick Horgan. Old Connors is there, rock solid. Passage county champions. They came with a late rally in the county final, you may recall, last October-November. That's a good ball over for Brian O'Sullivan. Michael Dignan pointed this out earlier. It's like Clare in the sense that Waterford players are moving around. Brian O'Sullivan 1 minute top of the right, next minute left half forward. Here's Colin Dumford. Referee blows the whistle.
I think Eddie Barrett in big trouble, Marty, there, and he was the wrong man in the wrong place. He didn't want the ball because since he got up from that injury, he's down again now, and I think he fell very awkward when he hit the ground, and he's obviously in trouble, so he's going to be replaced.
Richie Foley is being introduced, and Richie has been out injured. It's one of the long list. But Derek McGrath has endured over the winter and spring. People like the Fives brothers, Mar Shanahan also missing, and good to see Richie Foley.
Very good hurling, Marty. Super sought to have come in, and unfortunate for Eddie Barrett, it came down very heavily, as I said, in that collision, and he's lasted 22 minutes.
So change for Derek McGrath's team. Disappointment for Eddie Barrett. But at least Derek McGrath has Richie Foley to come in. Now, sideline ball. Very carefully placed.
Marty, I noticed in the warm-up Stephen Malumphey, who's not named on the squad today, but he did the full warm-up, and I'm just wondering, is there a jersey maybe a 27 or 8, or did they make a change that we don't know about? He certainly took part in the warm-up.
Austin Gleeson Cuts it in, but it's gone to the left and wide, and a bit optimistic considering it's the confidence of the young fella which we have to admire, but it's a little bit of inexperience.
Yeah, he's 19, he's a back, but it's the confidence. He's had 2 shots maybe he shouldn't have had on a line ball there wide, but you have to, the confidence, he's all the ability in the world, and he's actually playing very, very well in general play, but he just wants to watch that and play the ball, keep the ball in play.
Puck out from Anthony Nash is aimed at Seamus Harnedy. Waterford, however, regained the possession. Damien Nagel sent it down towards the corner where Jake Dillon is operating, won on this occasion by Damien Cahalane. This is football with Castlehaven, is hurling with St Finbarrs. Down far is Harnedy again, the ball breaks free. Good work here by Tyg de Burka. Sending it over towards the corner. First rule of any defender back is get to the ball first. Shane O'Neill goes long. Trying to flick it forward. Good work here on this occasion by Barry Coughlin, who's operating a right corner back. 2 and 7 have switched tactically in Waterford camp. This is Barry Coughlin from Ballygunner, just 22 years of age. Sending it long, but there's nobody home from a Waterford perspective. The raise for Cork. Christopher Joyce takes the shoulder from Jake Dillon. Survives that and goes long. Should be a defender's ball. Liam Lawler, master of all he surveys in the opening 23 minutes. Seamus Harnedy, who started full forward, has been moved often and moved to centre forward. Yeah, the 6 Waterford backs all looking very comfortable, Marty, you'd have to say. This Cork forward line, massive potential within the forward line, but Waterford, being led brilliantly by Liam Lawler and Kevin Moran up the centre, but and Noel Connor's having a super game on Pat Horgan so far, and they're at their ease. Aidan Walsh. What a wonderful sideline cut. Twice an all-star footballer in 2010 and 2012. It's wonderful to see such a talented player, dual star on the banks of the Lee, cutting a ball in like that. Puck out is given straight for his Tyg de Burka. Goes long. Jake Dillon unable to reach it. Gathering it is Damien Cahalane. Under pressure is Daniel Carney. Puts the boss of the Hurley on the schlitter. Referee blows the whistle and he's given the free. There's a tussle here, as you can see, and Richie Foley couldn't believe, but in fairness to the referee, he just signalled the wrong way. So it is a Waterford free.
In fairness, it didn't look to be much of a free either way.
No.
But back to that line ball, Marty, from Aidan Walsh. The angle was very, very tight, just outside the 21, and he put it 30-40 yards over the bar. Great piece of skill.
Pádraig Mahoney. Impeccable so far. This is a little bit more difficult. First miss for Pádraig Mahoney, 6th wide of the game for Waterford.
I think Cork will be happy enough, Marty. They haven't started to play. They're very rusty, looking not moving well, but they're only 4 points down, and they're going to be the happier of the 2 teams. I think Waterford should have a few more points on the board.
Michael Brick-Walsh hand passing it into the centre. Here comes Richie Foley. Nice little stick work, perhaps doing a little bit too fancy. It's a Corkman's ball. There was Aidan Walsh handing it back for his Larkin McLaughlin. 3 Kentuckmen on this Cork team this championship day. In the centre of Pádraig Mahoney. Mahoney under pressure. Hit a mighty ball. Really good score. And his first from play. What about this?
Yeah, that's a great score, and Pádraig Mahoney had Austin Gleeson outside him. He chose not to use him, and Tyg de Burka again there involved at left half back. He's having a brilliant game in his first start for Waterford in the championship.
Puck out from Anthony Nash. Linesman Alan Kelly from Galway indicates that it is a Cork ball. Waterford management were a little bit animated there. Derek McGrath, Dan Shannon. Sideline ball given for his Pat Cronin. Sends one in around the house. Dangerous enough ball. Oh, well, look at that. This is a championship debutant. But then he shot his block down. Shot a chance of a goal. Point taken. Good work by Alan Cadigan. But Barry Coughlin had done all the hard work. It was the simple thing to deliver. Look at that for a catch. Should have driven it down the field, but instead found that his shot was blocked. In comes Alan Cadigan. Good point.
Yeah, great block down by Seamus Harnedy, and really goal was on there, but Barry, we'll get back to that in a second. Here's Jamie Nagle now with another long range effort.
He's already scored once. He's going for a point, Iveradol. Jamie Nagle, he's on fire at right half back.
It just shows you, Marty, that there is a strong wind, but Jamie Nagle is a super striker of the ball, and that's gone way over the bar. And Cork with a great chance of a goal. Barry Coughlin, as you said, great catch, but turned back in, and that's inexperience at this level. You have less time on the ball, you've only that split second. At club level you get away with that, but not here.
Tuck out again, comes down towards Kevin Warren here. A little push on the back from Daniel Carney. In the centre is Mark Ellis, distributing the ball well, sending it over to the far over side. Alan Cadigan is there. No advantage given. Alan is a little bit frustrated, verbalising his thoughts to the referee.
Yeah, wrong. You know, Cadigan again in front. You just see the hand on the back there, and Barry Coughlin is on the yellow, isn't he? Earlier on, I think he did he get a yellow earlier?
Yeah, Kevin Moore.
No, Kevin Moore got it. Yeah. The two of them left-handed was Kevin Moore. So you have to say, Alan Cadigan showing very well for the ball. You know, he's very sharp and out in front.
And in a very good league, Michael, and I'm not a bit surprised that he's now made the championship team for Cork. As Patrick Horgan takes the fray and raises his second white flag of the afternoon. Jimmy should be a little bit happier now, just 4 points between the teams, but still Cork not finding their rhythm at all. Ball is sent back towards Damien Cahalan, turns around to his right. Pat Cronin is coming in for the high dropping ball, gets that fingertips to it, and that is a sideline ball for Waterford.
Yeah, this is like one that Austin Gleeson will fancy, I'd say. It's 45 metres out and nice angle, and
he's very careful about placing the sliotar on the grass, gets a little lump underneath it, tried it already, let's see what he does here. Oh, he cuts it in magnificently. Austin Gleeson, Mount Sion, centre back last year. He can play anywhere, they tell me, down in Waterford. He's selected for his very first championship match at wing forward, and this is what he produces.
Yeah, and he could have 3 or 4 points on the board, Marty. He has unbelievable skill. He's a big man, great athlete. He's working very hard, and that'll really help his. Well, I don't think he needs any help with his confidence. He's lots of confidence, and see him going back in full forward now. This is what's intriguing me here, is the constant changing of positions by the Waterford forwards.
Tadhg de Burka going to take this sideline cut. Brian O'Sullivan switching from corner to wing. It's going on since about 4 o'clock this afternoon. And here's a chance for Colin Dunford, willing to take on the Cork defence. Used the short grip. He knew that Stephen McDonald was going to hook him, but unfortunately he miscued the shot. But again, when you look at Austin Gleeson, you look at Colin Dunford, you look at Tadhg de Burka, they're a confident bunch of players, aren't they?
They are, Marty, and they've all settled very quickly. I just thought there Richie Foley had made a great run down the middle, and if he just popped a little pass, he could have been gone straight through on goal. And that's one little thing that's catching. Maybe their last option, you know, they're shooting on sight, and it's cost them 4 or 5 very poor wides. With all the possession they've had, they should be further ahead.
And Aussie, or Austin Gleeson, going to take this sideline cut again. Didn't quite connect this time. Cork defence come away with it. This is Mark Ellis. It's Hurley surely being held back by Shane Walsh. It's a free for Cork, which Anthony Nash looks like to be the man that's selected to take it.
Yeah, and he's done quite well, Marty. I think too, Mark Ellis, his first game in the championship. He's been solid at centre back so far for Cork.
"29-year-old Anthony Nash, teacher in Mitchelstown CBS, taking the fray. Gains a couple of metres, as he does with anything that's near the opponent's goalposts. Good work here by Jamie Nagle. Hand passes it back, just leaving it behind him momentarily is Noel Connors. Great pressure by Cork. Connors used the hand pass. I like the way Waterford don't use the ball foolishly. They're trying to work themselves out of trouble. Long ball from Pádraig Mahoney didn't quite work out. Coming forward is Shane O'Neill. He lays it back for his Christopher Joyce and makes a little bit of room for himself. Joyce gives it into the centre. Daniel Carney wasn't quite expecting it and comes away with it. Sends it in towards the corner. First to react on this occasion is Barry Coughlin. Gives it first Brian O'Sullivan. Did well to keep it in. Little chink to the left. Nice little sidestep. And away goes O'Sullivan. Slipper bounced on the boss of the hurling, tripped inside the 45-metre line, and that's a free for Waterford.
Yeah, that was a bad free for Shane O'Neill to give away. There was no danger, he had no support, and he just pulled his left arm there. There was 2 to 3, another Cork player closing in as well, and there was no danger, and Shane O'Neill will be disappointed giving away that free.
Going across to take it is Porrick Mahoney. See, he's just inside the Cork 45-metre line here, well within his range.
Yeah, Martin, you have to say the Waterford backs are playing very, very well. Like you mentioned Ty de Burka, but you have to say Barry Coughlin as well for a debutant. He's showing well, and none of the Cork forwards are on top of their men, and that's it's a serious Cork forward line on paper, but they're not producing it so far.
There's a yellow card, and it's a yellow card for Stephen McDonald. Don't really know why that was given. I didn't spot what went on, but obviously the referee, Brian Gavin, went in, had a consultation, and showed the yellow card. Meanwhile, Porrick Mahoney takes the free and puts it over the bar. 5 out of 6 frees bang on target for Porrick Mahoney. Six points between the teams. 3 minutes of additional time at least. Richie Foley sends it long again. Stephen McDonald underneath it. Damien Cahalane comes across. McDonald is there to sweep up under a little bit of pressure from Colin Dunford. Christopher Joyce swarmed by 3 Waterford players. And Christopher Joyce says he couldn't do nothing about it, and he really couldn't, but credit the Waterford pressure.
Yeah, that's been the feature of the first half for me. The tackling, blocking, hooking of the Waterford forwards has been exceptional, and their backs have been all over the Cork forwards as well. With the Cork half forward line, Conor Lahan, Cian McCarthy, Pat Cronin, they didn't even have a shot on goal between the 3 of them yet, and they haven't scored, and Waterford at this stage of the game all over them.
Austin Gleeson tried from here before. He's doing it again. Again, the ball is wide. We can't really criticise him because that cycling ball from this side, from our side of the field, was just beautiful. This is what happened in terms of the yellow card, Michael.
Oh yeah, was off the ball, dragged him down. A great call by communication between the umpires and the referee.
Second time that has happened. Credit to the refereeing team here from Offaly. Ball comes down towards Dunford. He's going for it. He gives it everything. Again, just a little bit of naivety, a little bit of an inexperience. Dan Shanahan is just shouted, like you could hear it up here. Yeah. Play it around a little bit.
Well, you see it there, Marty. Nine wides, and at least 6 or 7 of them have been the wrong option. You know, there wasn't on. They were at best, 30-70 chance, and they shouldn't have gone for them. And that could come back and punish them. Cork have only had 2 wides, but that's I think a feature of they haven't been in the game.
Breaking ball favouring Waterford on this occasion. This is Jamie Nagle sending it down the middle. Clash of the Ash results in 1 hurley being broken. Austin Gleeson goes for his 2nd point. It's an easy ball though for Anthony Nash. Kenturkman to Kenturkman. Lorcan McLaughlin goes for the long ball. Oh, well played. Alan Callaghan came in search of it. Great defending by Waterford. Now was he fouled? Brian Gavin has given a free. Waterford defenders are really annoyed with the decision. But Alan Callaghan is certainly a thorn in the Waterford defence. He's first to the ball. His pace, his skill is really impressive.
Yeah, he's the one Cork forward posing a threat, and now I'm surprised Anthony Nash is not coming up the field to take this. He's out as far as the 21, but he hasn't been. Pat Horgan is going to have a go at it.
There was a debate. I was just looking down the sideline. There was a little bit of a debate along the sideline. Would they bring out Anthony Nash? Patrick Horgan is looking down, but it looks like Patrick Horgan is the one that's going to take it, and they are absolutely lining the goals. At the moment, there's only 4, 5, there's 10 players on the goal line. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Waterford players out the field. So there has to be 10 on the goal line.
I feel you can have too many that nobody takes responsibility sometimes, but we're interested now to see.
They know Horgan is going for goal, and he taps it over the bar after all of that. Perhaps intimidated by the fact that there were so many Dacia men along the sideline.
Yeah, but I thought Barry Coughlin came across. Watch Alan Kelly, as you said, been a turn aside. There's Kevin Moore, there's the flick, and he seemed to get the ball. You know, it was across the body, but the ball did come out of the tackle. So, you know, I think maybe a harsh enough free.
Long ball. Psychological moment is just before the break. That half-time whistle is on its way, but can Waterford get another score before that happens? Fantastic hurling by Waterford. And, certainly you'd have to be impressed by this first half performance by a team that was relegated from Division 1A to Division 1B. And the crowd of about 10,000, a lot of them indeed Cork supporters, but a lot of them from Waterford as well, as you can imagine.
Make of this challenge here today. A lot of people thinking that it wouldn't go well for them. Now we know.
Yeah, they're playing lovely stuff. They're dictating the game. First of all, they got their team right. Kevin Moore has gone back in centre back. Michael Brickowich has gone midfield. Barry Coughlin's gone back in the corner. Ty de Burka. These are all new lads come out wing back. And up front, the movement of the forwards. They're playing possession hurling, a lot like Clare played, finding with the man, popping the scores from outside. A few times they could have got maybe inside for goals, but didn't even try that. And you know, the new fellas, at least since this World Cup, they're all playing very well. But like Pádraig Manny, who had a fantastic Fitzgibbon for Waterford IT, he's playing, got all the scores from, say, he hasn't missed a free, but from play, he's centre forward, he's also playing corner. Jake Dillon is moving in and out, and Austin Gleeson. They have them all over the place, like, and they're completely on top. Now, if they get a goal, like, they could drive on. But Cork, even though they're not playing well, they're just hanging in. There is a breeze there. But like, even Cork were being caught for fast puck outs. Just don't see what's happening. Waterford dictating the pace. They'll be very happy at half time. Cork are only barely hanging in. They need a goal to come back into it. But it's hard to see where it's going to come out of, because they're not winning their real dues. The half forward of Cork have been, haven't been in it at all. Han, Keane McCarthy or Cronin. They've been out hurled completely. Yeah. So Waterford will be very happy at half time.
Waterford could be further ahead, Liam, if they had taken some of those chances that they actually missed. But nonetheless, looking at the positive side of it, I mean, there were scores coming from all over the place for them.
Yeah, they've done very well. I mean, they've created 25 scoring chances in that first half. They've converted 13 points. They got some great scores. And like Cork have only had 11. I mean, Cork, Shane O'Neill, routine clearance, stood to clear. All of a sudden, the ball breaks out to Brian O'Sullivan. There's a bit to do here. But Brian O'Sullivan, he's there since 2010, and that was a fantastic score. And that's been a pattern of play. But, to be honest with you, Jimmy Barry's team hasn't really shown up in this first half. I'm not sure. Like, they look like they're here for a league encounter. It really is very, very lacklustre on their behalf. Here's Jamie Nagle. I mean, as Cyril said, they coughed up possession very, very easily. They've let the Waterford guys go first to the ball. And like, in fairness, there's Ty de Burka. There's the guy half-back that finds himself with no Cork player within 25 yards of him, and he bangs the ball over the bar. And, on numerous occasions, look at this, being able to play a low ball in front, a dream ball for Jake Dillon. And, we've seen it very similar to some of the scores he got in the Fitzgibbon Cup final. When he comes onto that right-hand side, he's very, very good. Again, like, look at all the space they're leaving Pádraig Manny in here. Again, a simple routine point, and on top of that, they conceded 5 frees where he put the ball over the bar as well. I mean, to be honest, like, Cork have not. I'm surprised with Jimmy Barry Murphy that he hasn't, like, some of that Cork forward line, in my view, should have paid the price of walking out to the sideline. It was been very, very lacklustre. Alan Cadigan and Lorcan McLaughlin are the only two players that you could say have played for Cork in that first half. It's very, very low.
The big surprise here, Michael, is that Cork played Clare 5 times last year, and Clare played this style. Today you would think that Cork were encountering this style for the very first time.
Yes.
Waterford, they're withdrawing that half forward line back into midfield. They're totally swamping that area between the two 45s, and they're winning every ball in it. Now, when they're laying off the ball, then they're coming to one side and they're playing diagonal ball across the field, creating big open spaces. And Cork seem to have no leadership. That is the whole thing. Like, Shane O'Neill, he's having a nightmare of a game. You rely on him and being one of the leaders. You rely on Pat Cronin to win some of the puck outs. Imagine a Cork team only winning 6 of 19 puck outs in the first half. Yeah. That tells its own story. Now, Waterford then are way more intelligent. They've won 5 of their 8 of their own puck outs because they're using that short, fast puck out. So Cork are being totally and utterly, tactically, they're being annihilated tactically. But of course, as the two lads said, it's their lack of aggression. It's totally, excuse me, hurling. That's what, no bit of aggression, no fight for the ball, playing as individuals, whereas Waterford know what they're doing. They're playing as a team. They're very well coached. Everybody knows their role, and that's why they're dominating the first half.
They are, and on top of that, Cyril, if Pat Spillane was still here, where Joanne Cantwell is speaking to the recently retired Waterford great, and I'm sure, Joanne, a very happy man at the moment anyway, Tony Brown.
Definitely very, very happy. It's strange for me having Tony Bryan here instead of in the dressing room getting ready for the second half. If it's strange for us, what has it been like for you, Tony?
Oh, well, to be honest with you, Joanne, very, very, very unusual week for me, especially coming up through the square in Thurles this morning. It was absolutely, very, very difficult. But at the same time, watching it from the stand, they're very, very happy at half-time.
Yeah, they were impressive. Can they go on and win in the second half?
I think they can. The only thing I think can stop or rattle Waterford at the moment is a goal from Cork.
OK, Tony Bryan, thanks very much. The man who's taken over the number 5 journey is certainly doing so well in the first half. I wonder if they can continue in the second.
It certainly is strange to see Tony on the sideline. It is, though, time to hand back to the commentary team, Michael Duignan and Marty Morrissey.
Thank you very much, Michael. Brian Gavin is just trotting onto the pitch here for the second half. No changes that we can see, but we'll double check, but I'm pretty sure there are no changes. And as our panel were saying, and indeed Tony Brown was saying to Joanne, goals are now required, particularly from a Cork perspective. But they need to have a little bit more vigour and fire in their bellies in the second half, as I'm sure the Rebels will produce. Right now, it's Waterford that have the possession. Jamie Nagle under a little bit of pressure. Ball comes loose and available. Sending it down to centre. Mark Ellis comes across to gather it. Shane Walsh almost knocked it off the hurl of Pádraig Mahoney. Lots of bobbling and dithering going on. Comes back for his Damien Cahalane. Goes for the long ball. Cork posing a potential threat here from a Waterford perspective, and that's over the bar from Patrick Horgan. That's his first score of the match from play. He's already scored 3 from 3s. A little bit more determination from Cork.
There is, Marty, and I see actually Bill Cooper, number 22, is in there at centre half forward. Pat Cronin has gone to the middle of the field. I'm not sure who's gone off. I just noticed him there in the last couple of minutes. We'll look out there and we'll see what change has been made.
I'm not too sure if Keane McCarthy is the player that made way.
That's right, Marty. Keane McCarthy's not there.
Referee having a word with Conor Lahan. He's shown him a yellow card.
Yeah, that was the last ball. Jamie Nagle hand passed it out, and he just came in with the hurl and he clipped him into the helmet and got the yellow card. He called it back.
Short puck out from Stephen O'Keefe to Barry Coughlin. Sideline ball. Jimmy Barry Murphy wanted it to go the other way, but the linesman says it's a Waterford ball. Remember, Waterford are playing against the breeze in this second half. It's going to be taken by Kai de Burka. He's already scored 1 point and really produced a performance in the first half well beyond his 19 years of age. Sideline ball here for Cork. Christopher Joyce sends it into the centre where Larkin McLaughlin is available. Over towards Bill Cooper from Youghal. Dispossessed beautifully by Kevin Moran. Again, he didn't go for the long ball. Look at Colin Dunford taking on Stephen McDonald. Goes back outside. They're calling in the centre. The call is heard. The vision is in absolute perfection, and the shot is fantastic from Pádraig Mahoney. 7 points from the centre half forward. 2 of those from play, 5 from frees.
Yeah, Marty, that's a great team score. Started by Kevin Moran and Colin Dunford carried it on. A great finish by Pádraig Mahoney. Cork very poor in the first half, and here's Conor Lahan now with a great chance.
Lahan's effort is going just inside that far over post, and that's his first point of this Munster Championship quarter-final. This is the sort of play and indeed performance that we expect from the Middleton man.
Yeah, Conor Lahan, Pat Horgan, first 2 points in the second half. You know, the Cork team in general, and particularly the forward, I'm very poor in the first half, so they'll be happy with those 2 players, influential players, getting into the game.
Great catch by Pádraig Mahoney, straight from Stephen O'Keefe's puck out. The diagonal ball is in at Brian O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan gathers, shoots. This is looking good. Excellent play by Waterford. 2 points at the start of the second half. Both of them quality scores, team scores, with the diagonal ball really working well for Brian O'Sullivan. puck out is quickly taken, drops in, and it's going to hop out over the end line and wide.
That's a very poor wide, Marty, by Aidan Walsh. But back to the last score, Pádraig Mahoney, great catch from the puck out, and then a brilliant diagonal ball. And Brian O'Sullivan had moved from the right corner over into the left corner forward, or the left corner over to the right corner position, turned back inside, and a super score. And Waterford keeping it up now here, keeping a 6-point lead.
I'm sure Derek McGrath said at half-time you can expect a far better and more improved performance from Cork. They're not All-Ireland finalists 2013 for nothing. They certainly haven't produced it in this opening half. Here's Alan Cadigan, the one man that is producing the goods. And considering he's a championship debutant, every time the ball goes down towards the Douglas man, the Southsider from Cork City is first to the ball and easily scores his third point.
Oh, he's a very good Marty, very pacey, and that's the second time himself and Mark Ellis have combined two great ball in by Mark Ellis in front of him, and a turning over the bar.
Quick puck out to Noel Connors, then comes the diagonal ball. Tactically, Waterford have this well thought out and planned. Now let's see if it works. Mark Ellis did well, scrambles as far as Aidan Walsh, Daniel Carney. Pat Cronin is available. Cork looking a little bit more eager in this second half. That's what we called in the old days the sandwich. And Patrick Horgan came out the worst of it, and somebody lost a boot as well. No question.
No
Free
question.
for Cork.
No. Austin Gleeson came in there and tripped him up.
It was Noel Connors that lost the boot, and Austin Gleeson gets a yellow card for his over-exuberance. He's already scored 2 points, one from play and one from sideline. Waterford thinking about making a change, and that change could be Shane Fives. And Barry Coughlin that's going to make way. And that, what Waterford I think are isolating here is that Alan Cadigan is posing them serious problems, as we've been saying since about 4 o'clock. So Shane Fives will come on for Barry Coughlin. Barry Coughlin named at wing back, playing corner back, and now that's a yellow card for Barry Coughlin, who's about to be replaced, we believe. So 2 quick yellow cards at the start of this second half. Meanwhile, the free is on the 65-metre line. Patrick Horgan takes it and sends it over the crossbar for his 5th point of the match and 4th from a free. So that substitution is now going to take place. Shane Fives is on, Barry Coughlin is on, and as anticipated, Shane Fives has gone in to watch Alan Cadigan.
I don't think there's any choice really. Yellow card there as well. 3 points scored off him. Did some very good things, Barry Coughlin, in his first game, championship game for Waterford, but I had to make that change.
I think you're going to hear a lot more about young Barry Coughlin. He shouldn't be in any way disappointed with being taken off. Christopher Joyce into the centre to Mark Ellis. They'll find Alan Cadigan. Look at this. Shane Fives getting his first touch. Cadigan gets away. He can score from here if he hits it correctly, but he drives this one wide. This looked possibly the easiest of all the opportunities that came his way.
It did indeed. Great catch again. Excuse me, and beat his man easily, but I just noticed he has turned back on his backhand for his scores, and that was off his open right side, even though he's right-handed, and it just maybe relaxed a little bit, thought it was too easy a chance, and bad wide really.
Jimmy Barry Murphy watches the dropping ball. Christopher Joyce managed to get it past Mark Ellis. Bill Cooper is there. Great block down by Richie Foley. Line ball. Derek McGrath and Dan Shanahan indicate that it is a Waterford ball, and they've overruled the linesman. Now the linesman who indicated first it was a Cork ball and then a Waterford ball. Let's see who got the last touch here if we can. And the referee has overruled the linesman here and given the ball to Cork.
I think it was a Cork ball, Marty. I think it hit off the leg. Dan Shannon is there fighting for every ball, regardless of which way it's going. He's looking for everything there on the sideline.
It's a poor sideline cut from Aidan Walsh. Going forward is Austin Gleeson. Look at Gleeson go! He's heading towards the 13. What can he produce here? A goal for Waterford! Fantastic! What a goal! It may only be May 25th, but that is a contender for goal of the season. A controversial decision about the sideline. It comes to Gleeson, and here comes the rocket. Unstoppable.
Marty, that is one of the best goals you'll ever see in Central Stadium. He was half fouled going through. Brian Gavin gave him the advantage, let him off, and mazy run. And what a goal! He's just stuck it up in the top corner of the net.
Who wrote the script for this match? It was supposed to be Cork. They were All-Ireland finalists, promoted from Division 1B to 1A. Waterford relegated. And here's more trouble for Cork with a capital T. It's Shane Walsh getting his first touch, and indeed his first score. Wonderful play by Waterford. In the twinkling of an eye, it's 1-1, and it makes a substantial difference on the scoreboard. You're not wrong if you've just come into the living room to watch the Sunday game. That is Waterford 116, Cork 11 points, and they're going for more. This is Jake Dillon from out the field, but this one is going left and wide. Well, Michael Duggan.
Well, no, Marty, young players breaking the scene every now and again, and they look like they're born for this big stage. And Austin Gleeson, certainly, he's had a couple of poor wides, but he's cut over the line ball from 45 metres out, and then that goal really has announced his arrival on the senior inter-county stage.
A little bit of a push by Stephen McDonald went unnoticed. Colin Dunford is on the ground. Referee says play on. Cork need a response. Cadigan is one man that can do it. So too is Conor Lahan. But Waterford are chasing everything in packs. Coming away with it. Getting it out just a little bit past Kevin Moore. Richie Foley's effort is blocked initially by Daniel Carney. Still working hard. That's Shane Fives. Backfires Richie Foley, who's right beside him, similar with the white helmet. Into the centre. Shane Walsh just tips it on for his Jake Dillon. Dillon is fouled. But the stick work is one thing, the skill. But it is the sheer tenacity and determination that Waterford are producing is really admirable.
It is indeed, Marty. They're playing very, very well. As Mark Ellis getting the yellow card, I think there, in fairness, Jake Dillon did duck into that tackle, and Ellis is a big man, and the arm came over the shoulder, I think harsh enough, maybe a yellow card. But Waterford now moving all over the place again. They had nobody inside actually in the full forward line there, so they couldn't strike it in. They were trying to carry it and won this free, and a nice lead to have at this stage of the game.
Padraig Mahoney standing over this free. He's already scored 7 times. Hitting it gently, but hitting it accurately over the crossbar. Stretches Waterford lead to an impressive 20 points to 11, or 117 to 11. Colin Dunford is going to make way for this man. This is Ray Barry. Colin Dunford on his championship debut has also played quite well. Good puck out again from Anthony Nash. Coming forward is Patrick Horgan. Cork need a goal. He's going for it. Oh, what a save! What a fantastic save by Stephen O'Keefe. There's still a chance there. There's a bit of a melee. There's Waterford defenders all over the place. They pull in it. Stephen O'Keefe is there. It's gone out over the end line and into the back of the net. A goal for Cork. My word, what a shot by Patrick Horgan. What a brilliant save by Stephen O'Keefe. But to be honest with you, the Waterford defence should have cleared it after this.
A brilliant save, and then followed up. I think there was a couple of good blocks in here if you watch. And a lot of bravery. I wonder was the Cork forward in the square. Johnny
Bill Cooper seemed to get the last touch.
Johnny Cooper, the Dublin footballer. Yeah, Johnny Cooper wouldn't be down third today in the middle of this. No relation.
Noel Connors is down injured, but
I think it was Bill Cooper got the final touch. I just thought it open.
We'll have to look at it again just to be doubly sure. We could have been Pat Cronin, but it equally looked like Bill Cooper got the last touch. But we'll double check.
It was a brilliant save, and surprised that it wasn't.
Let's just see this again. This is some goal. This is the Waterford goal earlier on, and that is some effort by Austin Gleeson. And within minutes, Cork had responded. Different ball game again.
But that's hurling, Marty. You know, you say 9 points game over, next thing a goal. Now we're back to 6. Cork playing with the wind, and it's all to play for again.
6 points between the teams. Austin Gleeson, lovely skill, beautiful pickup. 4 Cork players around him. One of them hits what I thought was a fair shoulder, Michael.
That looked like a good shoulder to me.
And there's a follow on, and there's descent, and there's an extra 13 metres but to be honest with you, I think Cork are absolutely correct here. This was a legitimate shoulder coming in there.
Yeah.
For me, that was shoulder to shoulder.
Good shoulder, and that's what we're crying out for in the game, you know, and that was shoulder and shoulder. That shouldn't have been a free, and now it's a simple tap over for Pádraig Mahoney.
Cork going to introduce another substitute, Brian Lawton, it looks like is going to be coming on. We'll talk about that in a moment. The main thing is Pádraig Mahoney is going for his 9th point of the game here. This is an important free, just to give Waterford renewed confidence again, as Daniel Carney is the player that's going to make way here. And it's Brian Lawton that's on for Cork. Castlemartyr, another championship debutant. Puck out from Anthony Nash. Lands deep in Waterford territory. Bit of a scramble again. Seamus Harnedy tries to get away. Plenty of Waterford defenders. Gives it back to Conor Lehane. Little jink to the right is beautiful. Little stick work is absolutely superb. But the finish is such a disappointment for Conor Lehane and for Cork. Again, the approach, all the hard work was done, just the finish.
Yeah, unbelievable. I think Cork felt there was a foul under that last puck out as well. I thought there was, and they're getting very annoyed on the sideline. But Conor Lehane has all the skill in the world, all the ability, and he beat his man beautifully. They're great footwork, but a bad wide from straight in front of the goals.
Puck out from Stephen O'Keefe. Oh, fantastic! What a catch, Aidan Walsh. Now, what about the finish? Equally outstanding. Now, if you want a little bit of inspiration, look to Aidan Walsh. Wasn't that something else, Michael?
That's an unbelievable score. He's having a fine game. You have to say, cut over a great line ball in the first half. And I thought Martin Kevin Moore might have thrown the hurling. He's on the yellow card already, and the ref didn't take any action. And that is the yellow card offence as well. So he could be lucky man to be still on the field.
Diagonal ball puts Jamie Nagle under a little bit of pressure. Get the ball down the field, 2 against 2 here. Breaking ball again. McDonnell is available. Under pressure from Shane Walsh. Was that a throw? Referee says play on. Mark Ellis driving it long down towards Alan Callaghan. Pat Cronin is there. Conor Lehane wanted to pass outside. That's a poor decision by Pat Cronin because the options were available left and right. Stephen O'Keefe drive it down that wing. Control here is vital. There's a little touch here. Comes Bill Cooper. Laying it in for Seamus Harnedy. Patrick Horgan is available to his right. This is Horgan. It's his run that calls the goal. And Noel Connors trips unnecessarily. And this gives for Noel Connors. Brian Gavin waiting for Patrick Horgan to take the free. That's over the bar. His 6th point to the game. Still only 5 points between the teams.
That's all to play for though, Martin. You know, Cork, very fit team. We showed that last year several times.
Stephen Moylan is on. He's a clubmate of the Cadigans in Douglas. His dad was a Blackrock man, a great hurler in the 70s and 80s with Cork. Coming on for Waterford is Dermot Brannock. As Cork make changes, and so too do Waterford, obviously there. Puck out from, fantastic. We've seen some great fielding here at Supper Stadium today. Pádraig Mahoney equaling what Aidan Walsh did a moment ago, but not given the freedom to take the point subsequently. He is dragged down and it's a free. He's also suffering a little bit from cramp.
Yeah, brilliant catch again. And Marty, that's an interesting point. I saw a couple of the Waterford players being treated for cramp, you know, and we saw Cork last year on several occasions coming from behind, you know, and finishing out games very, very strongly. And Pádraig Mahoney's been treated for a bit of cramp. We saw Austin Gleeson before that. And he's back up now and he's going to be taking the free.
Well, you have to admire that he took the responsibility despite feeling the cramp, that he feels the radar is working, and it is. He scored 9 times already in this Munster Championship quarter-final. This is just about 35-40 metres out. There's the angle you can now see. Should be relatively easy for Pádraig, and that's over the bar. And every time Cork get a score, Waterford have this ability to come back and just stay in front. 6 points between the teams, 16 minutes left in this Munster Championship quarter-final. Again, Waterford foul unnecessarily. The referee felt that Richie Foley was the player coming in the back of the Cork man. So this is a relatively easy free in turn for Patrick Horgan. Horgan takes it. Hasn't lost his touch. Still a really top-class free taker. That's his 7th point of the game. And it still remains 119-114 now.
Yeah, and interesting.
5-6
Tariq Mahoney's playing centre forward. He's coming out to this wing right under us here every time for the puckouts, and they're aiming from him. He's caught a couple of great ones.
Again, the ball is dropping down. Richie Foley tries to turn onto his left, stumbles. Aidan Walsh survives the challenge, tries to get away, flicks it inside. Fires Bell Cooper, and away he goes towards the 20. Make that the 13, lays it off. Callaghan is there, and it's deflected out for a 65. Wonderful defending by Waterford, but Cork split open Waterford here. What a run by Cooper. Here comes Callaghan. What happened here? Brilliant goalkeeping indeed by Stephen O'Keefe.
I think he threw up the ball, and Stephen O'Keefe actually pulled on it, I think, and he met it in mid-air and went out for a 65. He was so brave. First of all, he stood his ground, and then, I haven't seen that way of blocking the ball before, but when he threw it up, he actually pulled with him in the air, and they collided and went out.
5 points between the teams as Patrick Horgan takes the 65. Now 4 points between the teams.
Back to form, Marty. You have to credit Cork. They were 9 down a few minutes ago, and Pat Horgan's radar really seems to be in now. At 6 frees and 65 for him. Just watch it again. He just pulls it as well at the same time, and the ball deflects off then out for
Brave goalkeeping by Stephen O'Keefe,
and a good bit of hurling brain as well. Nice bit of hurling skill as well.
Crowd here in Seven Stadium getting behind these two wonderful teams, giving it everything. Kevin Moore chinks left and right, sends it in low. Stephen McDonnell is there. Good hands. Conor Lahan goes down the side that you wouldn't expect him to. Waterford exposed again. Lahan hits, and this ball is wide. Conor will be very disappointed, so will Jimmy Barry Murphy, because normally Lahan is deadly from that range.
Marty is some hurler, like the skill there, the catch, the footwork, he went around it, and we've seen that a few minutes ago as well, and he just won't believe that he put that wide. It's just brilliant hurling, but a poor wide by Conor Lahan.
Just 1 point to his credit. He's had several opportunities. Dorkin McLaughlin. Bill Cooper has been heavily involved since being introduced. Here comes Patrick Horgan, and that is dropping over the bar. Corkman was showing a little bit of leadership. It wasn't evident in the first half when he was well bottled up by Noel Connors, but since he moved out around the half-forward line, far more prominent.
He is, Marty, but I think, Cork looking very fit and fresh now. Waterford begin to tire, and as you said, Bill Cooper hugely influential at centre half forward since he came on at half time.
Stephen O'Keefe changes direction to puck out. Chance here perhaps for Waterford. Tony Brannock is possessed. Damien Cahalane to Bill Cooper, showing well, as I mentioned earlier. Cork surging forward. Noel Connors just bypassing the sliotar there. Cork trying to work something here with Stephen Moylan. Alan Cadigan out initially along the sideline. That looks a brilliant score. Remember the name. It's Alan Cadigan. You're going to hear a lot about him.
Marty, there's some brilliant scores in the second half, but none better than that. Great work by Brian Lawton, first of all up the field. He made a great interception up the field, came down, Stephen Moylan threw it around, and a great score there by Alan Cadigan.
Seamus Prendergast is on at full forward for Shane Walsh, as Waterford try and put a bit of physique into that full forward line and gain possession. There's a Waterford man down injured. We think 'tis Austin Gleeson. The referee allows the puck out rather surprisingly to be taken. Patrick Horgan. Cork playing with far more determination, stepping up in tempo, and from way out the field, Horgan scores his 10th point of the game. Inspirational.
Yeah, Marty's got controversial there, as you say, with the puck out. A brilliant score by Pat Horgan. Since he's gone out left in the last 10 minutes in particular, you know, he's striking his frees with much more confidence and a couple of great points from play. And it took Cork some time. They looked very, very rusty in the first half, but they're putting up a brilliant second half performance here now.
Brian Gavin is ensuring that Austin Gleeson can continue on. He's limping poorly as the puck out is quickly taken. Ty de Burka sends it down the wing here, and that's out over the sideline. Remember, Waterford led at half-time by 13 points to 7. That was a 6-point advantage, and after Austin Gleeson's goal, they certainly raced into what seemed to be a substantial lead. So when you put that into context, what we're seeing here is a very impressive performance by Cork. Just over 10 minutes to go in this Munster Championship quarter-final. Can Cork get an equaliser? Can Waterford hold on? The drama is about to unfold. Over first, Brian O'Sullivan. He can't control it. Sideline ball for Cork. And right now, you'd have to say, Michael Dagnan, the momentum seems to be going to the Leesiders.
It's all Cork the last 10 minutes. They were, as you said, Mark, they were 9 points down at one stage. Back to a point now, and you know, that line ball, Brian O'Sullivan should have been moving onto that ball. He was waiting behind for the hand pass. There's hand pass out over the line.
Sideline ball is taken, a bit of a lee here, but again Waterford regained the possession. That's Seamus Prendergast that sends it forward. Good ball up. Anthony Nash comes off his goal line, looks around to see if anybody's available. Goes down the middle, but there's nobody in a red and white jersey down there. Richie Foley. McDonald gets a touch to it. Clear down the field by Christopher Joyce. Breaking ball favours on this occasion Liam Lawler. Gives it back to his goalkeeper, Stephen O'Keefe. Gets away from the initial challenge. Carries Michael Brick Walsh. He calms things down by taking a little bit of a solo run with the sliotar and then goes for distance. Remember, Waterford playing against the breeze in the second half. There's a chance here perhaps because Seamus Prendergast has it. Waterford need a score. Good defending here by Cork. Referee has blown his whistle. He's given the free to Cork, and he's not going to allow play to continue on. He wants the free to be taken.
Yeah, and Seamus Prendergast, we've seen him many times getting great scores for Waterford in big games. Really, he should have taken on his man there, you know, and went for a score. He went to play a low ball across, got blocked down and fouled his man free out.
Free taken by Anthony Nash. Waterford hanging on, just about. Away comes Michael Brick Walsh again. Sends it into the space. Coming across to gather his way, Barry. Stephen McDonald, rock solid. He's won a lot of dirty ball inside there. 50-50s. The defender from Glen Rovers has done well. He's bottled up, and that is a free out for Cork.
And Steve McDonald's had some second half now, as you say. Come out that ball there. We'll just watch it again here now. Doesn't look to be a lot in that. I thought the players were trying to tackle him and maybe overcarried it.
He gets the benefit of the doubt, and Anthony Nash takes the free and gives it a mighty wallop. Breaking ball again. Michael Brick Walsh is there. So too is Patrick Horgan. Referee Brian Gavin is going to give a throw ball just inside that D, outside the Waterford 20-metre line. 7.5 minutes or thereabouts left in this quarter-final. Ball is thrown in. Austin Higgins, as you just saw, on the ground still, getting some attention at the opposite end of the field. Who has it? Waterford. Kevin Moore. Sliotar bobbling out of the grasp on this occasion. Richie Foley losing out. This is Aidan Walsh dropping it in. Stephen O'Keefe is underneath it, about to be tackled by Harnedy. Scoops it over to this side of the field, keeping calmness personified. That's good play by Waterford. Sending it into the middle to Seamus Prendergast. Ball breaks free. Brian O'Sullivan. Larkin McLaughlin right beside him. Still Waterford holding on. This is Donny Brannock, I should say. Donny Brannock. Brian O'Sullivan over in the same vicinity looking for the possession. And the referee felt that Donny Brannock overcarried. And that's going to be a free for Cork.
As you watch it here, Marty picked it up here, and He never played the ball there. He touched the hurl off the hand, but he never released the ball, and that's a good call by Brian Gavin.
Yeah, correct decision by the referee. So Cork going to introduce a substitute. Number 23 is Jamie Coughlin, and Seamus Harnedy is the player that's called ashore.
Big free now, but Horgan certainly can get the distance.
Patrick Horgan taking the fray, and it's right and wide. Wow, the drama continues.
Yeah, but you have to credit Waterford, Marty. The last 5 minutes, like Cork have all the momentum, as you say, but Waterford have weathered the storm. There hasn't been a score now for the last 4 or 5 minutes, and I think Michael Walsh has gone very deep there for the last few minutes, won a few good balls, and they started to win a bit of possession again up the field.
1 point between the teams as we head towards the 65th minute. Just 5 to go, or thereabouts. It's 11 minutes since Waterford scored, and they badly need one here to restore the confidence. Trying to scoop it up. Oh, he did so well. Kevin Moore. Blocked down. It's superb. Cork chase everything, but then give the ball away. Michael Brick Walsh is fouled, and that is a free for Waterford.
Well, Marty, if you ever saw what Brick Walsh meant to Waterford, we saw it in the last minute there. He lost his hurl, he went over, met Larkin with his shoulder, and then he put the ball between his 2 feet, got it up into his hand, released the hand pass, and then he went back, picked up the hurl and won the ball coming back down the field and won the free. An absolutely brilliant passage to play there by Michael Walsh.
A crucial free here. But Pádraig Mahoney has been Mr. Consistency since just around 4 o'clock this afternoon. He's on the 65. It's hitting it over the crossbar. Pádraig Mahoney's free taking and indeed performance and work rate needs to be indeed praised, because he's played a crucial role in this Munster Championship quarter-final, particularly if Waterford hang on for victory. Kevin Moore got a touch. Alan Callaghan is fouled, and that is a free, and that's a soft free again for Cork, but it is a free for that foul on Alan Callaghan. Waterford will be slightly annoyed. Over anxiety on the part of Waterford here. Patrick Horgan takes the free and puts it over the bar. It's back to just 1 point, and the clock ticking towards 70 minutes. Stephen O'Keefe watching. Derek McGrath, Jimmy Barry Murphy along the sideline. Ball skips by so many players. Ends up with Brian O'Sullivan, sending it in towards the corner. Seamus Prendergast battling here with Shane O'Neill. Gets it into the centre to Mark Ellis. Drives it long. Diagonal the ball again. Conor Lahan eventually gathers it. Swings right. Dangerous enough ball, but Waterford should have the situation under control. Liam Lawler, Colossus at full back, is under severe pressure. Cleverly gets it out. That's good play by Liam Lawler. Stephen O'Neill has been outstanding. Stephen McDonnell, I should say, has been outstanding in this second half. Another wonderful ball won by the cornerback. There's a scramble. Tension palpable. Chasing after this is Jamie Coughlin. Sending it across. Dangerous ball for Bill Cooper. And that is over the bar. Cork's persistence and self-belief, and indeed good vision by Jamie Coughlin, spotting Bill Cooper in a very good position, means that the sides are level only for the second time in this Munster Championship quarter-final. Remember, they drew the Munster final back in 2010, was forced to a replay and indeed extra time. Are we heading towards replay territory here?
Yeah, and a man certainly that has been instrumental in that comeback from 9 points down is Bill Cooper, and he's got that point.
Here come Waterford now. There's a wonderful chance. Oh, just getting a touch. Just a vital touch by Shane O'Neill. It was a vital interception. The free has been given to Cork. What a run here Keep an eye on the corner back, just a touch. Oh, the Bishopstown man did so well.
That was brilliant anticipation. Maybe he could have carried it just another yard or two. Marty gave it a little bit early, but a brilliant piece of skill by Shane O'Neill.
Brian O'Sullivan giving it to Prendergast. Prendergast cannot believe he was inches, centimetres away.
Some pictures showing the disappointment.
About 30 seconds left in this intriguing second half. What a comeback by Cork. Is there a winner in Semple Stadium, Thurles, on this day? Out comes Shane O'Neill again. Drives it down the middle. Coming out to gather is the man who's really performed well, Alan Callaghan. Was he fouled on this occasion? The referee says no. Michael Brigg-Walsh turns around, looks to try and keep possession. Hand passes into the centre. Cork fans really infuriated that Alan Callaghan didn't get a free there. It looked like a free to me, I'll be honest with you. Now Prendergast goes for the point from way out the field, and it comes back off the post and over the bar. One of the veterans of this Waterford side. Is that a winner? Puck out is quickly taken. First Christopher Joyce cutting inside the middle. 4-1 prepares around it, but the pass inside is a poor one. Waterford regain possession. Once again it's Brian O'Sullivan. Flicks it in. First Seamus Prendergast. He's done it once. This time it's blocked. There's a race for possession. Out comes Anthony Nash. We're into injury time. 70 minutes, 30 seconds played. Nash's hurley is surely held. And remember that Waterford got that perhaps winning score after Alan Callaghan looked like he was fouled. Much discussion will center with that. The ball is dropped down. Anthony Nash seemed to be fouled, and there is a little bit of a melee developing. The referee has blown his whistle from where the ball landed, and this to me has draw territory written all over it. And Brian Gavin was indicating there was a pull across what appeared to be Anthony Nash as he delivered the ball. Derek McGrath up and down the sideline here trying to encourage his players.
Well, Austin Gleeson has been dead on his feet, Marty, for the last 10 minutes. He went in kind of a lazy tackle, but I think the one before that, maybe with Alan Cadigan, was more of a free. I'm not sure about that, but I'll have to look at it again.
Here comes Patrick Horgan, and Horgan lashes it over the crossbar, and surely, with just about 40 seconds left, this could well be going to a replay. Cork 121, Waterford 121. 2 minutes of additional time to be added on. We've already had 71 minutes and almost 40 seconds.
There's time, Marty, for one more score. There's 20 seconds to go.
Puck out by Stephen O'Keefe, gathered by O'Sullivan. Drives it down that wing. Seamus Prendergast. His physique and presence has added considerably to Waterford's scoring potential. Lineman at the far side indicates that it's a sideline ball. We're heading towards the 72nd minute. Cork 121, Waterford 121. It was a drawn match in the Munster final when they last met in the province, remember? And that looks like what it's going to be again. Going to take this is Lorcan McLaughlin. Sideline ball taken by McLaughlin. Gives it back, but the referee blows the full-time whistle. And Cork and Waterford have to do it all again. Drama in Semple Stadium. There might have been a small attendance. We don't know exactly what it is. I'd say somewhere between 10 and 12,000, which you can be rest assured for the replay there'll be a massive crowd in Semple Stadium. The full-time score in Semple Stadium, Thurles, on this day, May 25th, is Cork 121, Waterford 121. As the crowd come onto the pitch, Michael Dyken, loads of talking points.
Loads of talking points, but you have to say Waterford played brilliantly in the first half and Cork were very, very slow to get going. But then, you know, Waterford went 9 points up into the second half. You say it has to be their game, and Cork really dug in there, and they showed why they were pucking the ball away from winning the All-Ireland last year. And we had everything then in the last 15-20 minutes. Some absolutely unbelievable scores from both sides. Alan Cadigan, first championship game, 4 points from play. Pádraig Mahoney, outstanding performance. Pat Horgan all over this, and that goal from Austin Gleeson, you'd pay to watch that alone. But fantastic game, and look, we had a great year last year, and we're going to have a great year this year if this is anything to go by.
Well, there is something special about Tipperary Kilkenny, but there's awful special about Cork and Waterford when they meet, and certainly today we got plenty of talking points both in the first half and the second half. Let's go down to the sideline for some post-match reaction with Joanne.
Aidan Walsh, looking at you at first, I was thinking you were gutted, but I think you're just absolutely exhausted. Is that the case?
Yeah, it's probably first championship game. First championship game in Hurling. It's fair well paced, alright. But no, it was tough but good. It's good to get the first one out, and So I suppose at half time we probably looked like we were in a bit of trouble, but showed great courage to come back, and hopefully next week we'll improve, and we've a lot to work on next.
Do you feel relieved at the end of that or disappointed?
I suppose a bit both. We kind of had the game in our hands there the last 10-15 minutes, and I suppose some of our own mistakes gave them scores. Like we gave a good few frees there. But no, in fairness, like we knew today Waterford are a fine hurling team, and I suppose a lot of people write him off, but they showed what quality they have there. Even the players they brought on were very good. So no, we learned a lot from today, and we look forward to next week, or when the replay is on. I'm not sure when it'll be on now, but we just look forward to it, and I'm sure it'll be a cracker again like today.
No doubt, we hope so, and congratulations on a great hurling championship debut.
When you come to Munster championship matches, you rarely are disappointed, and we certainly weren't today.
No, you'd have to give full credit to Waterford. They set out their intent in the first half, gave themselves a lovely cushion, 6 points up at half time. But I think we all expected Cork to be the ones to chase down the goal, and all of a sudden Waterford got the goal, fantastic strike, and all of a sudden they had a 9-point gap, and you said at 45 minutes gone in the match, 9 points down, very few teams can come back. Cork are probably one of the few that can, and then the next 13 minutes they outscored Waterford 1-7 to 2 points, and I suppose clawed themselves back into the game. They had some really good scores, didn't really fire today, and the only time I seen the Cork passion was really in that second half. They were very lethargic, very stationary in that first half, but in the second half they came alive and showed us why they did get to the All-Ireland final last year. But full credit to Derek McGrath and his forces. They really came, they had the lion's share of possession, and they can be very proud. I'm not so sure Waterford maybe believed in their team. They should take great heart from that performance out there today. They gave it absolutely everything. Fantastic game. Lethargic
maybe in that first half, Ger, but I suppose that translated into no panic in the second half.
Well, and the no panic button was well tested in the second half, because really when they started the second half, even though Patrick Horgan started with a point, Waterford matched them point for point, up until the time of the goal. And when when Bill Cooper got the goal around the 46th minute, they were 9 points down. That was a massive. It had gone from 5 at half time to 9 after 46 minutes, and it looked all over. But Cooper's goal changed the whole thing. Now, in fairness, Adam Caddigan, the corner forward, he had kept them in the game up to then. But then McDonald stepped up to the backs. He was absolutely brilliant, Stephen McDonald, and Patrick Horgan moved from the full forward line out the field, and the whole dynamic of the game changed. So, and as Liam was saying, like from the 46th minute to the 60th, there was only a point after 60 minutes, and then they survived another scare, because from the next 6 minutes you expected them to push on and maybe get a goal or a point. They didn't score again, and Waterford were next to score again, and then they brought it level. Then Seamus Prendergast gets a point again, and they still get a point. So it just shows, like, even in the All-Ireland last year, the very same team, they were out hurling for long periods, but they always clawed their way back into the game. So in spite of what we often say about them, and in spite of their lack of aggression, they have that belief. I don't know that you can call it character, but they have that belief, and that's what dragged them through today, because they were way below their best form today.
They were.
We played very well. We didn't probably play as well as we'd like, and I think some of the comments the lads made in the studio are very fair and accurate. We'd like to be playing better than what we are, but I think some of the form we showed today was a continuation of our league form, which hasn't been very good. So a lot of our players, I'd say, will be disappointed with their form today, and it's something we'll have to obviously improve on if we want to go anywhere.
Jimmy, you were struggled in the first half. You went 9 points down in that second half, and I have to say, neutrals looking at the game thought you were a beaten team.
Yeah, well, I mean, you'd have to take credit for coming back, certainly, but there was quite a strong breeze there, and I must say at 9 points down I didn't think we'd be able to pull that back. But in fairness to our lads, they did show great character, and that's something that I'm very happy about and very pleased with. But again, I'm just repeating myself, our overall form was not good. And but I suppose you have to give credit to Waterford. They took the game to us. They ran at us when they got the opportunities, and they got some excellent scores. So I suppose you got to look at both sides. Yeah, but you must have taken great heart, Jimmy, at the same time for the way your team fought back and got themselves out of trouble. Yeah, I'm thrilled about that, Michael, as you say. I mean, it shows great character, and I don't care who you're playing, a 9-point lead can be hard to peg back, especially when you're not playing as well as you'd like. But the lads dug in fairness to them, and I suppose we could have stolen it in the end, but it certainly wouldn't have been deserved, I think. Do you think, Jimmy, that playing in Division 2 of the league, all your matches in Division 2, that had a big effect in your preparation and in your sharpness coming into the day? I'm not sure, Jared. It possibly is, but I mean, you'd certainly think that since the last Tipperary Games League, we'd have picked up our form a bit from that. But I think there was just, as I said, signs already that today, especially early on, that we weren't at our best that we'd like to be at. But whether that's coming out of Division 1B or not, at the different level of games, it probably is a factor.
Jimmy, what about the replay?
Yeah, it's going to be, again, very close. I would hope that the game would bring us on, that it would, give us a harsh dose of reality in relation to where we stand. It shows what a long road back we've got to get back to anywhere near what we were last year. But I suppose the positives are the comeback was great. A 9-point deficit is a great comeback in any man's language, so I'm pleased about that.
All right, Jimmy, listen, we know you're probably just trying to get your head straight after all that roller coaster this afternoon, but we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Michael.
All right.
It was very close, and today proved that again.
Mixture of emotions, I suppose. When you're down the stretch and you're a point up, I suppose the natural thing is to feel a little bit down. But on reflection, I think the overall performance of the team, the work rate of the team, application of the team, and the hurling of the team, we're just delighted with it. And it's a great start for us, a good young team in terms of where we are, and a good opportunity to go again in 2 weeks' time.
We saw few supporters from Waterford. I think the Waterford team and Derek McGrath can be really proud of their efforts today. They really took the game to Cork. They came out with great initiative. Cork were following them for most of the game. Then Waterford went through a shocking period in the second half between the 51st and the 59th, where Cork outscored them 7 points to 1 during that period, and they were really under the gun. And it looked as if Cork were going to, railroad them at that stage, but they hung in there. Seamus Prendergast got a point in the last minute, which would have been fairy tale stuff, and then Cork went on to get the equaliser. I think what we saw today will give Waterford people great hope. I think they're a work in progress. I would say one concern from today was that they didn't look to be really fit in the last couple of minutes.
OK. What about Cork, Brendan? I mean, it was good. They battled well, certainly, to stay in it, but not great maybe in the first half?
No, they would have been disappointed. There was huge expectation on this Cork team coming into the game, having been gotten to the All-Ireland final last year, coming so close to winning it. And then they made a Waterford storm, like Donal Loke said. 45 minutes in, Cork were 9 points down and looked like it was all up. But Jimmy Barry Murphy will be happy. He emptied the bench, brought in Bill Cooper, scored 1-1. A bit like the All-Ireland final. They never really panicked, in any part of the game. I know they were with the wind, but the turning point really, I would say, is that in the first half, they only got 6 balls into their full forward line. In the second half, they got into 15, and we saw the likes of Alan Callaghan really coming into his own once he got the supply, and that happened in the second half.
So they'll benefit from that game,
Yeah, they will do, no doubt about that.
All right, then. Let's take us through it, Donal. You're going to illustrate how Waterford set up to make it difficult for Cork.
Yeah, like we said, Waterford really took the game to Cork today, and the system that they used was really clear, if you like, and it's fantastic to see the game of hurling evolving and it turning into a more fluid game. And you saw a couple of instances of this. Waterford were playing their players really deep, and we saw this time and time again, whereby around the middle third of the field, Waterford had more bodies there. This is a perfect example of that. Plenty options. You could go left or right, and you can see there's 30 yards between the nearest Cork players. That turned out to be a fantastic point. And they had a very definite plan today, and you saw it on a number of occasions. Here we'll see Waterford again winning possession around the middle third, their right corner forward coming out to make space, and I think that Waterford targeted Damien Cahalane today. Now, Damien held his own, to be fair to him, but again, you had a very definite system there and resulted in a good score for Waterford.
But it's like everything, I suppose, Des. Every time you try to do something in the game, there's a downside. Waterford today obviously tried to have a blanket defence. We circled 6 of their players here. When the ball comes into the attacking part of the pitch, then obviously through sheer weight of numbers, Waterford are going to win possession here. Once they get the ball, then sometimes this is when the problem can start. They win possession, turn around, and a lovely hand pass out to the side. But next thing, what happens is we have loads of players inside in the one part of the pitch. Player has no option now, with the pressure the Cork forwards are putting on him, but to hit an aimless ball is what we'd say from the stand. But from a Waterford point of view, it's the lesser of two evils. I think we'll see that throughout the summer now. There will be aimless balls hit, but it's all part of the defensive strategy, and it can frustrate us in the stand sometimes to see why is he hitting it up there. Yeah. But that's what's going on.
Part of the game plan.
So many players in the one patch of pitch trying to fight for the one ball.
Well, what do you do then to try and counteract that blanket defence?
Well, there's 2 ways to break that sweeper system. The first way is you have to have great bravery. You know, the ball has to be played out from defence, and you have to play it out through your backline. And there's an awful lot of responsibility on the backline then, because we see in this example, Anthony Nash plays the ball out to Christopher Joyce, Mark Ellis makes a run off him, and the play starts to move up the field. We can then see Larkin McLaughlin coming in. Now he's coming into that area, we call it the platform. This is where the ball has to be delivered into the forwards. An angle ball again is key from Larkin, and he does that in front of Alan Cadigan. And the whole idea of a forward line is to try to get the ball one-on-one with the man you're marking. That happened in this example. Alan Cadigan flashed the ball over the bar and a great score, but it took bravery. The second way of doing it then is a short puck out, and Stephen O'Keefe did very well today on that. We see the ball, and the Burke plays the ball down. And here the responsibility is on Austin Gleeson to win possession. We've highlighted 2 Cork sweepers. He wins a great ball, turns his man and puts it over the bar. But the key there is that Austin Gleeson has to win his possession, because if he doesn't, the sweeper system kicks in and the ball is taken up the field.
Pressure on the forwards. OK, then Cork has a great dual player history down through the years, and there's several dual players around now. There was a lot of fanfare about Aidan Walsh making his hurling championship debut today after many great years with football. What did you make of his performance, Donlogue?
I think Cork can be really positive about Aidan Walsh's performance today. He brings a number of very positive things. He brings great athleticism. I was delighted with this here for 2 reasons. You can see his athleticism, but he had the confidence to take it on and go for a goal. It might have been the greatest of shots. Hit a fantastic sideline. This is a great weapon to add to the armoury of a team. I think that, you know, maybe Stephen O'Keefe was outstanding today, but set him up a couple of times by dropping balls into his area, but he's really powerful in the middle of the field, and that can be a great confidence booster. There are opportunities for improvement. Any guy who's trying to serve 2 such demanding masters, I think, for example, we showed a clip there where he's touchscreen better. I think he needs to work on his left-hand side. You know, teams who've coaches, who've watching what's going on in the field, I think if you counted the amount of times that they hadn't hit the ball off his left-hand side today, there would have been very few, if any. But in general, huge credit to the man. It's a massive task to play 2 such demanding codes, like I say, and I think both he and Cork can be very happy with his performance today.
When Cork were in trouble after that first half, Brendan, they moved Patrick Horgan. Yeah,
Patrick Horgan, I suppose, had to show great leadership in the game, and Cork moved him out onto the 65 to try to get him more involved in the game. We'll see clips here in a second where he influenced the game from that position. His brain is very, very good. Well, hurling brain is great. Experience is a great thing, especially when you're coming down the home straight and you're a couple of points down. So we highlight him here out on the 65. The ball is pucked out. And if you watch his movement here, he doesn't pay too much heed to where the ball is gone, but on that breaking ball, he's in straight away. And he's not Nelson his mind, only shoot for goal. A great save from Stephen O'Keefe. One of many defenders the goalkeeper made today. But again, Cork end up getting the goal from this, and it definitely bring Cork back into the game.
Yeah, like Brendan was saying, you know, the Cork management deserve credit for that. Patrick Horgan hadn't had a great day inside, but he's really good outside. Is there any man who's more efficient with the use of the stick in those situations? Strike the ball from such distance with a flick like that. He won a number of frees, and what about this for a point? Off his left-hand side, 60 yards out, Cork really under pressure. That's when you want your big players to come, and that was a massive factor in Cork's comeback today. It
was a great score. The youngsters starring, it's always a great part of the championship, isn't it, when a couple of young fellas step up? Alan Cadigan for Cork, and then young Gleeson for Waterford. You know, he was fantastic as well.
Austin Gleeson was a huge part of Cork winning that minor championship last year from centre back. The question today is what was going to happen. He was playing wing forward. What way would he play the game? But we can see him here. He's worked rate. This is Pat Cronin, the Cork captain, that he's chasing down, hunting down the ball, showing leadership to the other players and winning possession. Of course, the skills of the game are line balls. This wasn't done just today. That's practiced down his local pitch every day of the week. And then, of course, we have his goal. We talked earlier about ways of breaking down the blanket defence, but there's another way of doing it, and that's just pace and power. You just go straight at him. This is the freedom of a young man. Watch his wrist there as he rolls the ball away. And when he comes in then, ice cool nerves, flashes the ball past the all-star goalie the last 2 years, which isn't easy when you're a young fella watching all this going on. Fantastic player.
It was brilliant, it was brilliant.
In a similar vein, Alan Cadigan. I think, you know, when you talk about the people who didn't see the game today, Des being present, you know, they missed out on the birth of 2 stars in the 2 players we're looking at here. Not alone did he get points from play, but he also won a number of frees. And this point in the second half, again, when Cork really needed leaders to stand up, was sensational.
All right, several discombobulated defenders around Thurles. Who then qualifies for the Man of the Match nominees, Donlogue?
So, Des, Pádraig O'Mahony, really important for Waterford today. Hit 11 points, 9 from frees, and some really set the tone for Waterford. And by him converting all of those frees, really, was very important for Waterford to get the initiative like they did. Alan Cadigan, we spoke about him. Little did you think that on a day when Cork needed leaders and when they were under serious pressure in the second half, that it would be your 19-year-old kid who was making his debut who would be the guy who was going to stand up and be counted. And then finally, Austin Gleeson. You could talk about that goal for many years to come. I think, you hear United fans talking about a Giggs goal. Well, that was Giggs today, or else Giggs' goal was Gleeson like.
OK, not an easy decision for you, Brendan, then.
No, we had a serious amount of to and fro. Nearly opened up the tip and Cork row again as things went on and we were deciding this one. But look, we eventually came down on Alan Cadigan's side. He was just fantastic today. He scored points in play. He was showing all the time, even when things weren't going well for Cork in the first half. The get-out ball was always Alan Cadigan, and he showed a great freedom in his play as well today. Not afraid to go at the Waterford defence. So I think he's a worthy winner.
Right, OK then. Well, let's hear then from the young man from Douglas.
Alan, congratulations being the RT Liberty Insurance Man of the Match. As debuts go, I know you'd have preferred a different result at the end, but it's not a bad way to start your championship career.
No, not a bad way, I suppose. But coming into it, look, we knew what kind of team Waterford were. They're a good team. There's a lot of talk going around that Waterford, a lot of injuries, but we knew coming into this game that Waterford would be a good test, and they proved that there in the game. So look, thankfully we got the draw, and we look forward to 2 weeks' time.
Why did it take so long to get into the swing of things?
I suppose in the first half there was a strong wind. People might realise it up in the stand, but I think it kind of played 2 parts for the teams, so thankfully in the second half we hit a purple patch and we drove on, but look, we have a lot of things to work on within the 2 weeks, so we'll get back to the drawing board and see what happens.
Yeah, we can't wait to see what happens in that replay. Congratulations again, and Pat O'Brien from Liberty Insurance is here to give you your award.
Yeah, well done. Congratulations to Alan. Well, now we switch our attention to the Leinster Championship.